war. War never changes. In the year 1945, my great-great-grandfather, serving in the army, wondered when he'd get to go home to his wife and the son he'd never seen. He got his wish when the US ended World War II by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world awaited Armageddon. Instead, something miraculous happened. We began to use atomic energy not as a weapon, but as a nearly limitless source of power. People enjoyed luxuries once thought the realm of science fiction. Domestic robots, fusion-powered cars, portable computers. But then, in the 21st century, people awoke from the American dream. Years of consumption led to shortages of every major resource. The entire world unraveled. Peace became a distant memory. It is now the year 2077. We stand on the brink of total war. And I am afraid. For myself, for my wife, for my infant son. Because if my time in the army taught me one thing, it's that war never changes.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Nerd Collective. This is Robert, and today we're going to be doing a first impressions video on Fallout 4. Fallout is finally here. Arguably one of the most anticipated titles of 2015. A big attribute to that is the familiarity to both Fallout 3 and New Vegas that Fallout 4 shares. Some of the returning features include the ability to switch from first person to a third person view, and a very expansive free roam environment. Funnily enough, there are about 111,000 lines of dialogue in the game, making for some very unique and probably never heard conversations. Weapon crafting takes a pretty important front seat in your experience in Fallout 4, with over 50 base guns and 700 modifications available. Bethesda has gone out of the way to ensure you won't run into a lack of unique weapons to dispatch all those pesky ghouls, raiders, and other irradiated dangers. Customization doesn't stop there, however. Power armor has been brought back and redesigned to be more like a vehicle or a mech suit instead of an equipable suit of armor. Power armor can also be modified with things ranging from separate modular armor pieces, even a jetpack. Again, customization does not stop there. Bethesda has added the ability to construct your own settlements and bases. You'll have the option to choose from some in-game objects and structures to use them to build your own unique structures. You can even take advantage of electricity and power different things using a dynamic power line system that'll let you link together different things like spotlights, terminals, and turrets. Once you have created your own unique settlement, NPCs and merchants will move on in and provide various accoutrements in exchange for food and water grown and procured on your land. Fallout 4 takes place approximately 200 years after a war over resources that ended in an all-out nuclear holocaust in 2077. Gameplay will feel very familiar since the very core framework of Fallout actually started as Skyrim. The game overall does feel very smooth and of course looks spectacular. If you want to get some good screenshots, you can remove the HUD to take some impressive shots of the scenery. The impressive skill tree will also allow you to spend a decent amount of time making sure you've selected the right perk to facilitate your trek through the wasteland. I would recommend maxing out Big Leagues to increase your melee damage up to 80%. Medic will make Stimpaks and Radaway restore all health and radiation and work much quicker. And Gun Nut, which will give you access to weapon mods rank 1 through 4. Make sure you're looting as many things as possible so you make sure you don't miss any goodies laying around. A good little tip here is if you bring up the map and look at the Thicket Excavations spot on the map, start heading straight north, maybe a little bit northwest-ish, and you will notice on your compass a symbol that looks like 3 crushed cars on top of each other. If you head on over there, it is going to be a robotics disposal ground. If you hop on in here and you come down the pathway down actually into the junkyard, you will notice a large set of power armor sort of suit right here next to the junked cars. Next to that armor, right on the backside of it, there is actually a Fat Man, which is a mini nuke launcher. So that's just a little tip to kind of get you a leg up on the competition there. And of course, the VATS system is back, as it is the backbone to the Fallout series. Accessing the VATS system during combat will activate the targeting system, allowing you to target individual body parts, granting the possibility to dispatch enemies much more effectively at the cost of action points. A good pro tip showed to me by Mac to keep on the back burner is if you're fighting an enemy in power armor, you can target their fusion core, which is the power source for the power armor, with the VATS system. Targeting that will send the core critical and cause a rather large nuclear explosion, so make sure you keep your distance when you're doing that. Guys, that about does it for this first impressions video for Fallout. Of course, this is going to take a long time to kind of put some game time into to build a full review for the game, but that will definitely be coming. So if you do want to see more videos like this, definitely keep an eye out on the channel. More games are coming out toward the end of this year that are going to be pretty fantastic, and there will be some more videos on those coming up shortly as well. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.